Ladies and gentlemen,
You're watching Niche Nonsense.
Okay, so they're not very good, and they know that, right?
Yeah.
I don't sing in the shower. In most jurisdictions, it'd be considered a war crime. My vocal range is smaller than Stuart Little's sweater vest. You venture an inch outside of that range, and that note's cracking like mismade pottery fired in a kiln of magma. I love music, but I'm not a singer. Maybe that's what draws me to a certain type of artist. The one who writes so well it doesn't matter how good their vocal runs are. You won't see them on American Idol. Talent bookers won't even let them inside the building.
I don't see a lot of money here.
But in a folk tradition, these are the voices that make music feel within reach. And with the democratization of audio equipment, garage bands, and bedroom producers, voices that might not have made it past the gatekeepers have their chance to speak directly to the people. And since the 90s, it's led to a subgroup, without genre, of bad singers making good art.
It's like they've got all this feeling and they don't have any skill and they don't want skill because it's really interesting what happens when your passion is bigger than the tools you have to deal with it. It creates this energy that's raw. Isn't it great?
Okay, yeah, caveat, good, bad, it's all subjective. Put the pitchfork down. One man's Dylan is another man's untrimmed fingernails scratching down a chalkboard like a triggered polygraph test. But let me show you what I mean. There are good singers. Adele, Beyonce, those guys at the opera who can belt their way through a wine glass and yodel in Italian for fancy people. They can hit notes like a surgeon, the classically beautiful singer. There are bad singers. Pre-hyper pop Rebecca Black's Friday. You, 4 drinks deep at karaoke. The overly patriotic guy next to you at the baseball game. They can't hit a note and no one's listening to this in their free time. And then you have the good bad singers. Conor Oberst, Biz Markie, Jeff Tweedy. They're not classically trained. On key means where you'll find their manager's cocaine, but they bring emotion to the table. They can tell you a story and sell it with passion that hits somewhere deeper. This is the group I'm here for. It's a type of artist I find myself coming back to and divides the taste of a lot of my friends. They're artists that burrow straight into my soul. It's a frequency. Maybe you're not tuned into it yet, but if you are, this is a celebration. If you're not, this is an explanation. In 1985, Daniel Johnston found himself in front of a local audience in Austin, and at the same time, millions back home watching MTV. He doesn't play guitar well, he sings even worse, but in the clip, he has the audience in the palm of his hands. Artifice fades and the innocence comes through. The emotion carried in a breaking voice with lyrics that drive it home.
I live my broken dream.
I had a flat tire down memory lane. I live my broken dream. It's his national introduction, and 5 years later he released the song True Love Will Find You in the End. And with it, probably the best example of the good bad singer. Also one of the most heartbreaking love songs I've ever heard.
True love will find you in the end.
It's pure, it's spoken plainly.
You'll find out just who was your friend.
The beauty of walking through a decrepit old house at golden hour.
Don't be sad, I know you will.
It's not classic beauty, but in the dusty disrepair, you see the lives lived there.
But don't give up and
Light streaming in through the broken down longing.
true love will find you in the end.
In 1992, Kurt Cobain wore Johnston's hand-drawn album art to the MTV Awards, and Wilco covered the same song 20 years later.
True love will find you in the end.
Wilco itself, while slowly becoming the Steely Dan of dads who wear raw denim, show us how far this style can take you. That writing and emotional performance matter more than Broadway eligibility.
Tall buildings shake, voices escape, singing sad songs.
Good, bad singing often carries pain through to the listener better. Like Kendrick's voice cracking as he sobs through You on To Pimp a Butterfly.
And you the reason why mama and them leaving. No, you ain't shit. You say you love them. I know you don't mean it.
I think I like this quality of singer because it makes emotion feel accessible. Like a folk song where the weight it carries feels greater in the hands of everyday people. I'm also a terrible singer, and maybe I like when the barrier for entry seems like something I can at least peek over and get a glimpse of what's happening on the other side.
The better the singer's voice, the harder it is to believe what they're saying.
But hell, sometimes it can also just be accessible fun. Biz Markie's the classic.
You got
Afro Man's Because I Got High is a joy.
Because I got high. La, da, 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 da.
The Good Bad Singer lets you belt out with friends free from self-consciousness. If the song itself isn't trying to win the talent show, then we don't have to pretend either. It's the analog appeal of vinyl records and film cameras. They represent the flawed hunt for authenticity. Sisyphus's rock for the modern art fan. In each, their imperfections remind you an actual person created this. Look, technology and progress aren't bad. I can yell at a robot in my pocket to play music from a century ago, and it can do so instantly through magic signals in the air. That's badass. But the imperfect art forms deserve their space too. When pixel-perfect renderings with perfect lighting and not a blemish in sight are possible, a grainy film photo takes on new light. It's an eternal push and pull of culture, and Good Bad Singers help us strike the balance. There's a magic to what emotions it can express that others can't. A beautiful ballad and a desperate folk song can both make you cry, but the tears come from different places.
We might die from medication, but we sure killed all the pain.
This barely scratches the surface of the number of examples out there. Juice WRLD, Lou Reed, Flaming Lips, Neutral Milk Hotel. I know there's a whole scene of musicians I'm missing out on. I'm just one dude. But in a hunt for the Good Bad Singer, there was a noticeable gap in female artists. Folk, anti-folk, outsider music, whatever the genre, they're mainly MIA. And that's sad. We need this type of expression to expand beyond, or else we as a culture are missing out. Sure, it's Doug at the label's fault, but it's also on us. Art's meant to be shared. And incredible writing, fighting skills for passion, rarely comes from the top down. So we need to spread it from the ground up. So comment if there's someone I'm missing, a voice we need to hear.
The beer I had for breakfast was a bottle of Mad Dog, and my 20/20 vision was 50% off.
What makes someone a good singer versus a good vocalist? What makes a certain type of music feel like true, soul-sculpting art? When we remember to leave space for the Good Bad Singer, we allow our culture a dance with chance. It takes the art off the pedestal, strips away the illusion, makes a shot at magic tangible. The next great song is on standby inside somebody who thinks that creating it is out of reach for them. Sure, craft and skill are important and things you can always work on, but a good story with a bad voice is better than a perfect voice that's never sung. I still don't sing in the shower, but maybe one day the song will be good enough that I have no choice. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more video essays on the overlooked art and culture that makes this weird, strange mess worthwhile.
I don't usually sing other people's songs because I can barely sing my own.